It's October 1st, and you know what that means. Halloween. If you're not on the Short Fat Otaku community Minecraft server yet, get yourself in there. Join the SFO Discord, get on the server, because we are doing a community Halloween event. You have 1 month to build something cool and Halloween themed on the Halloween map. And at the end of the month, on the 31st, I'll stream everyone's builds, and we'll have a good time with it. So get yourself in there. The month begins. For anyone who keeps a pulse on leftist discourse online, you probably noticed this slow trend build up over the past couple months. Not large enough to become the mainstream discourse, not big enough to be a meme, but certainly bubbling in the background. And it is Anti-Bedtime Aktion. That's right. Just a reminder that bedtimes are not trans-historical. They're a capitalist concept invented in Victorian England in order to enforce labor discipline. Before capitalism, people could choose when they wanted to go to bed, and it will be the same under communism. We have to liberate children from bedtimes, guys. There can be no emancipation without the abolition of the circadian rhythm. Teenagers of the world, unite. You have nothing to lose but your curfews. Much like with other oppressive systems which folks are calling for the abolition of, it's not about simply getting rid of bedtime, but about addressing the other issues that require bedtimes. That is, the work and school systems that aren't properly built for humans. Okay, so you want to be able to sleep in until like 10 or 11, go to work, come home at what? 8 or 9 after, an 8 hours day's work, have even less time? Because I guarantee you probably sleep 12 hours. You're still going to bed before midnight. And this debate has caused a schism, believe it or not, on the left. Here's this person here. This bear eats fascists, a libertarian socialist, a mutualist, and a dad. I assume dad is why he has this opinion. Capitalism is a construct, race is a construct, gender is a construct, but bedtime is real. I mean, technically it's still a construct. It's real and absolutely essential for health and the well-being of tiny people who do not have the capacity to self-regulate. If you aren't a parent, I don't give a fuck about anything you have to say on the topic. Oh, it's very interesting, isn't it? Obvious constructs are suddenly real when you have use for them. And this logic here, you can't have an opinion unless you're part of a certain group that actually cares about the topic, eh? Well, what if the owners of the means of production said, if you're not a capitalist, I don't give a fuck about anything you have to say on the topic of capitalism? Same logic. Here's from the antisocial social anarchist. Why is there so much conflict over bedtime abolition? Like, isn't it well known that forcing people to get up out of their natural circadian rhythms is unhealthy? I absolutely refuse to believe that these people are real. Like, this has to be a troll account or fucking something. Hold on. This account is operated by 9-year-old federal agents, so maybe it is a troll account. But maybe it's not. Nope. Maybe it's not. Oh god, here's a fucking essay on it. Always confused by self-described radicals who see a radical or abolitionist proposal about something they are unfamiliar with or haven't considered and respond by rejecting it out of hand. Seems to be a much more of a conservative reaction than a radical one. I think an actual radical response to something like that is, even if the idea isn't fully thought through or contains contradictions, to materially analyze it and to draw out the essential critique at its strongest. This can be for anything really, as dominant social conditioning positions, even the most established and well-researched ideas as absurd. It's actually important that people who think that they run counter to that to actually do so and not fall back into the same easy dismissals. So the next time when you see radical teenagers and even outright children talk about bedtime abolition, maybe use that as an opportunity to talk about the oppressive nature of capitalist time, not dismiss kids reacting to their very real unfreedoms with the right impulses. Okay, firstly, capitalist time, guys. Time is a capitalist construct. But also, this whole thing basically reads, if you hear like a really dumb fuck idea, don't dismiss it as the dumb fuck idea that it is. This is the people who like deconstruct everything without any skills to actually reconstruct anything out of it. It's not just bedtime though. I don't understand why some people insist on treating children like they should have no voice just because they're children. Eat what I make or you don't eat. Doesn't that sound crazy to y'all? No. The kids aren't buying the food. The kids aren't making the food. Like, if your child makes a bit of money on the side and then buys his own food, fine, that's his food. But if he's eating on your dime, he eats what you make. I can't. This is insane. I think it's because these people don't actually respect labor. Like, if you really wanted to, like, go down the rabbit hole logically, and there's not an ounce of logic in these people's brains, but fuck it. They don't actually respect labor because the parents have to labor to provide for the children, and because they don't actually respect labor, which is why they talk about stealing property and collectivizing labor all the time, they don't give a shit that parents have to work to provide for their kids. The kids should get what they want. It's amazing. Like, look at this dude. Look at this fucking guy. Are you an adult? It looks like it, and you're still talking like this? It's wild to me. Like, I can't believe this is where leftist discourse has gone, at least in this corner of the internet. Like, as soon as the anarchists are done dismantling the oppressive framework of having a bedtime, I assume their next target is going after the fascism of being told not to eat all their Halloween candy in one sitting. Watch out, Sargon. The insurrectionary autonomous commune of Daniel's Room is going to lead the world towards a brighter future, which is free of the oppressive hierarchy of the parenting class. No bedtime, no veggies, no masters. Oh yeah, there's this dude. This guy's a tanky. He's like a straight up Marxist-Leninist. I was following him for a while. I asked very good faith, honest questions, and he just eventually just blocked me because he got tired of like having to answer for all of his nonsense. Under capitalism, the parents are the child's first oppressor. School is the second and workplace is the third. Funny as fuck coming from a Soviet fan, somebody who stands one of the most oppressive governments in history. But still, this guy sounds like he's stuck in that phase that teenagers get in when they rebel against their parents. Like, look at this. This is so fucking weird. This guy's like a sociopath or something. Will your parents get the wall? Yes, no, or gulag instead? Like, read this. My dad will get the wall because of his Reagan rhetoric. Due to the lines of patriarchy, mothers are less extreme conspirators to the authoritarian fascists. They're dead, but no re-education camp. My mother is a landlord, but I think if the revolution comes, I can get her to renounce her evil ways. Hopefully, comrade. These people are I don't want to say insane. They're not insane. They are of sound mind, but they're homicidal. They're so deep into their own nonsense that they've basically given themselves the perfect reason to hate other people and to oppress other people and feel good about it. My dad was an investment banker. My mom was a VP at Exxon. I write about social justice regarding women. No one has any idea how that happened. Listen, everybody knows how that works, with the exception of you and your family. We all know what happened. You're a spoiled, rich kid who wanted to rebel against your parents, ended up doing something completely different, got radicalized, and now you likely don't have a real relationship with them. Bored trust fund kids always end up turning into champagne socialists and talking all about it on Twitter. 25. A BA in journalism. Communist, politics and Star Trek. Disabled, neurodivergent, bisexual, she, they. I grew up extremely wealthy. Of course you did. That's the only way you can afford to have a bio like that. A few days ago, I took a medium dose of acid and wrote for several hours straight and admitted some things to myself, mostly about money. Let's start here. Last August, my mom gave me $100,000 for my birthday. I resented her for this and also suppressed the resentment. Oh my fucking God. Yes, you are a magnificent adult baby, dude. Jesus. When you are the bourgeoisie and your socialist radicalization makes you hate yourself for it. I wrote for maybe 12 hours straight and eventually turned into a sort of spontaneous dialogue between the person I am on acid and the person I am sober. Acid me told me a bunch of things I needed to hear but didn't want to. He told me, you've been feeling social pressure to pretend like you have a financial health that is entirely about your savings and your income, and it's just not true at all. The truth is that if you ran out of money, your parents would send you more because they love you. The truth is, your finances aren't separate from your parents' finances, and they never have been. You resent your mom for sending you $100,000 because she forcefully reminded you of this fact. Man, if I could get $100,000 for my birthday, I would blow this business of mine up like no problem. It's almost like he never learned what money was, how much it was actually worth, how to properly use it. The truth is that for you, money is a game you play with your parents. The most important thing you do to get money is to not piss off your parents so much that they cut you off. And then I was like, oh my God, am I a spoiled rich kid? Am I a trust fund baby, kind of? That's even worse, Jesus. Yes. So we have a group of emotionally stunted rich kid socialists who believe that part of their ideology, their grand scheme of equalization, means abolishing things that children need, like bedtimes or healthy food or structure in their lives. Of course, you can also just straight up abolish the family too. That's something socialists have been talking about for a very long time. Abolish the nuclear family has been a part of the left since the radical feminists of the 1970s. And if you want to see how extreme this mentality goes, all you have to do is read the Commune magazine's 6 steps to abolish the family. 1. Set up a protest kitchen. The best starting point to abolish the family is a massive insurrection. Come together with others at protest camps, street barricades, square occupations, seized factories. Good luck finding one of those. Building takeovers and other liberated zones. There, generate the means of collective survival, expanding the insurrection. Begin with a collective protest kitchen, feeding any and all. Yeah, we saw how well the Chaz grew food, eh? 2. Expand insurgent social reproduction. Oh, we're literally seizing the means of reproduction. I know it's an old joke, but it's fucking right here. As the insurgency grows, continue the process of family abolition by deepening shared practices of mutual care. Make the protest camp, rebel territory, the collective farm, or the housing block committee capable of welcoming and supporting many new people. Form self-organized shared sleeping areas for safety. That sounds like it'd be the most unsafe fucking thing. Set up cooperative childcare to support the full involvement of parents. Establish syringe exchanges and other harm reduction practices to welcome active drug users. Provide mental and social care to include those with chronic... Okay. Make your communal bedroom and then bring in the drug users. Fucking incredible, dude. 3. Build communes. As new communist production begins in factories and farms, family abolition can take root in permanent communes of collective social reproduction. The protest kitchen becomes a permanent canteen where everyone in the area cooks and eats their meals. The medic's tent becomes a center for all regular medical care. Childcare areas become creches, where children can learn and grow together over years. Private groups of bedrooms are still available for people that want to form intimate family-like units or live with their kids, but most of life takes place in shared collective space. The old, atomized, single-family homes dependent on constant car use and individual consumption are ended. On this basis, humanity can collectively address climate change. It literally sounds like anarcho-primitivism, reversing all the progress that we've made and going back to living in tents in the bush. No thank you. Additionally, it also sounds like an environment where you have no privacy, because remember, these people don't respect privacy because the personal is political. 4. Combat the return of the family. Defend the commune as the most free way of organizing social reproduction. Yeah, so when you pair bond as humans, generally, but not always, you want to keep that relationship at least somewhat exclusive, and you care for your own kids. I have the feeling this would have to be rigorously enforced on people who kind of just want exclusive monogamous relationships. It kind of worked out with being like Brave New World. Those seeking a return to the family as an isolated economic unit are counter-revolutionaries. Alright, so if you want your GF and you want to have your kids, you're a counter-revolutionary, guys. 5. Raise the children of the commune. Through the commune, offer a better world for children. As a neighbor and friend in a world where the nuclear family no longer disposes of the lives of children, everyone is called upon to creatively and collectively intervene into abusive parental relationships. Through the commune, a parent or child not dependent on the family can opt out of a messed up dynamic when it isn't working, knowing everyone will be cared for. If you've reached this step, you have succeeded in abolishing the family. You have freed queer love and feminist care to create a basis for human flourishing. None of this is true or accurate to how people live or want to live. If I were a parent, I wouldn't want a complete and total lack of privacy or the ability of a mob with absolutely no accountability coming in and just taking my kids. 6. Expand opportunities for chosen survival. If global communizing insurgency doesn't emerge, do your best with the imperfect options available. Fight to destroy the white supremacist states which reinforce the violence of the family. You know what, this sounds like it was written by somebody who was just beat by their parents or something. Or, like the previous people, they're a rich kid who despises being rich. So let's go down the list here. These people hate their parents. They hate their kids when they have them. They hate their families. They hate all of the things that families do. They hate rules. They hate meal times. They hate bedtimes. I haven't found any evidence of this yet, but they probably hate bath times too. We're not talking about adult human beings here. We're talking about old infants, it sounds like. People who never really progressed out of that phase of their life. And so now they're 30 or 35 and they're stuck on Twitter constantly crying about how awful it was that when they were 10, their parents put them to bed and maybe they could have stayed up another half an hour. And so they're lying in bed in the darkness, just not falling asleep and being grumpy about it. These people are hilariously ridiculous. And thank God their ideas are never coming to pass, because they would fuck up children way harder than anything the modern world has done so far. You think TikTok Zoomers are obnoxious? Imagine an entire generation of kids who believe that rebelling against bedtime is praxis. Alright guys, that about does it for me. Because it's October 1st, Halloween streams begin tonight on Game Boomers Live, twitch.tv/GameBoomers. My girlfriend and I are going to play American McGee's Alice. So make sure to drop in tonight, or else you're banned. I'll see you there. I love you.